Are the only Citizens Vote bus tour. Jenny Beth Martin is the Tea Party leader, the honorary chair of the Tea Party Patriots Action, joining me now on the live line. Morning, Jenny Beth.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, where are you right now? What part of the country?
We are in Lansing, Michigan, and we will be in Holland, Ohio later today. So we are doing an event outside the state capitol in Lansing, and there are a ton of road worker unions who are also protesting today in Lansing. And then we are headed on to Ohio. We will be in Pennsylvania for 2 different stops on Thursday and Friday, then on Monday in Maryland, and we end in Washington, D.C. on September 10th. And we are urging Congress to pass the SAVE Act to require proof of citizenship to register to vote.
Yeah, I can't believe we don't have that already. That seems so rudimentary.
It does. And of course it is illegal for a non-citizen to vote in elections, but right now the form that is attached with the motor voter law only requires a person to check a box affirming that they are a citizen rather than showing proof of citizenship. And we're just trying to shore that up and tighten it and get rid of this loophole that does not require proof of citizenship.
Yeah, because people don't lie. I mean, come on. People would never lie.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is, I think that some people may be completing the form accidentally if they are a non-citizen who's filled it out. But there's a bigger reason than just that is going on with this. Right now, the state of Arizona has for many years required proof of citizenship to register to vote. So if you can vote for president all the way down to the most local level of an elected office. They got sued over this about a decade and a half ago, and the Supreme Court ruled they must accept the motor voter form. The motor voter form, again, just has that simple checkbox. Well, now, so they have it. If you've shown proof of citizenship, you get the full ballot. If, however, in this border state, you do not show proof of citizenship, you still get a ballot for president, Senate, and Congress. That's just crazy. States who want to require proof of citizenship should be able to do so for all their elections without having to create this bizarre bifurcated ballot. And more importantly, we should just shore up this law and make it where all states must require proof of citizenship to register to vote.
Amen. I mean, I can't believe we don't. This has to be a Democrat thing, because I don't know of any proper thinking person who would think that non-citizens should be voting.
Well, and I think it's very important to be clear with this. I don't think that it is Democrat voters who don't want this. Over 80%, 87% of Americans agree with us on this issue. It is the radical, partisan. It's Democrats who are elected officials playing radical partisan politics, not doing what their constituency wants to somehow hold on to power. And this is a terrible way to hold on to power. You win in the election box, win with American voters deciding who's going to represent us in America. It's pretty simple, and we should get this bill passed. And it's passed the House twice. Once in the last Congress, once in this Congress. We want the Senate to take it up, vote on it, and we want it passed into law. So we think ultimately it probably will have to be attached to something called must-pass legislation, meaning legislation that's very likely to pass, whether it's a government funding bill or the National Defense Authorization Act, attaching it to something like that so it can get past the filibuster in the Senate.
Yeah, because they're going to pick it, they're going to line item it if they find it. None of them read all of these bills. So that's one good thing. And if it is just porked onto something else, that would be a good thing. As much as I hate pork, but this might be the only way.
Well, I think that pork is when you're actually spending money to do something, and this bill has a negligible effect on government spending.
Yeah. All right. So what kind of a reaction have you been getting, especially in Michigan?
We are getting a good reaction. We've even had some protesters and a couple of hecklers at different events around the country. We started 2.5 weeks ago. But when we talk to them and just explain what we're standing for, we only want American citizens voting in American elections for president, Senate, and Congress. Mm-hmm. They're like, well, yeah, I agree with that, but I hate Trump. I'm like, okay, well, you hate Trump, but agree with us on this and let's get it passed. And I'm not saying that I hate Trump or that people should, but I just urge them, can you just separate that from what we're actually trying to accomplish? Let's think clearly here. And they do agree with us. And then we've had good response at our events. We're working to get people to sign a petition supporting the SAVE Act, which people can do by going to onlycitizensvotepetition.com, onlycitizensvotepetition.com, and then we will be delivering those petitions in Washington, D.C. next week on September 10th.
Okay, I'm trying to go to that site right now. Onlycitizensvote. Might help if
onlycitizensvotepetition.com.
Yeah, my computer is about 15 years behind me. Onlycitizensvotepetition.com. All right, it's popping up, and I'm going to sign your petition because I believe in what you're doing. All right, so have you had any pushback from people while you're out there?
No, the only pushback that we really have had so far are people who are out, but they seem to have Trump derangement syndrome. So I've spoken with some other people, and they don't like anything. And one person just said, I don't like anything that you stand for. And I said, well, I'm pretty sure you don't know everything that I stand for.
Yeah.
But it's very small. That part is very small. The response has been overwhelming. When we stop in gas stations, hotels, restaurants, people will come up to us asking more about it, and they just say, wait, why don't we have that already? We should just go ahead and have that already.
Yeah, it's silly that we don't. I actually cannot sign this petition because you're going to call and text me, and I can't have that happening. Is there a way to sign without that?
Well, you can sign it, and we can make sure that we don't call and text you. We only call and we only use the number for texting in the event that we're either have time-sensitive information or if we get censored from our other platforms. We just like getting a backup mechanism.
Yeah.
To communicate with people.
People tend to call me at 10 o'clock at night, and it makes me a little mad. This petition is important, though. So if you want to get, information on this and you want to know what's going on, there's a lot going on that we don't know about. And if we can find another way to stay informed, that's a good thing. So there you have it. All right. So you've had a bunch of stops. How are you funded as far as this bus tour? How are you making this happen?
Well, our donors to Tea Party Patriots Action have paid for it. So we are funded through that, and we've got several coalition partners, but they're just helping us get the word out. Yeah. And we're doing all that we can to make sure we're getting the word out, getting the petition signed. When people show up at events, we're giving away signs and T-shirts and asking them to go get petition signed from their friends and family.
I'm so shocked that people walk up to you and say, and trust me, I believe you because it happens to me all the time. They're like, I hate you and everything you say, and I'm like, you don't even know me. You know my politics, but you don't know me. So don't say that you hate everything I stand for because we're probably a lot more alike than you think. You just are deranged at how much you hate Trump and why I can't figure out. But that's what the difference is right now. So before that, it was us saying, you guys can't see that Biden's not even in there. And they were mad at us for saying that. Now they're admitting it's true. So I don't know that we're ever going to come together on anything, but this should be the one thing we come together on.
Yeah, and I think that for the most part, when you talk to people and you just explain this is all we're doing, the bill is very, very, it's a very discreet bill, and we're just trying to make sure that only American citizens are voting in American elections. When you say that and explain it to people, almost everyone we've spoken to agrees with us. They may say, yeah, but what about, and we just go, yeah, and worry about whatever that other issue is separately, but this is all we're trying to accomplish right now.
All right. So give people that website once more. Somebody said repeat it.
OnlyCitizensVotePetition.com. OnlyCitizensVotePetition.com. And if you want to join us in Washington, D.C. next Wednesday, you can go to DemandOnlyCitizensVote.com. DemandOnlyCitizensVote.com.
Perfect. Her name's Jenny Beth Martin, and she is on a bus tour, which's gotta stink. Honorary chair at the Tea Party Patriots Action. Riding a bus is like, woo-wee. It's hard. Now you know what a roadie feels like a musician, don't you?
Yes, I do. But we've got a good bus and a great team, so we've had a really good time.
That's awesome. Only Citizens Vote bus tour headed to a city near you on its way to D.C. Everybody join the rally and join the battle cry on this one because it's a no-brainer. Jenny Beth, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you later.